I love Mother's Milk, man. I love the character, and they put him in charge more. Like he's leading the team most of the time.
Yeah.
Only thing it took me a little while to get used to, I was like, man, that little ass mustache you got, I want the beard back.
Well, what's funny, I was like, normally I'm paying attention, but there was one scene where he was inside and he had a goatee and he walked out with Butcher and it was gone.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, continuity, yo.
That's his superpower.
Yeah.
He had to get rid of his goatee when they were self-shaving.
Yeah, as soon as he walked through the door, went outside, it's just gone.
Man, listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all just got to deal with this because it bothered me. You talking about that one scene? There's so many scenes that mustache is popping on and off. That mustache goes and leaves whenever it wants to.
Yeah.
I'll be back to doing my comedy show in New York. And you can get your tickets now for that. People, you know that I've been going to New York and doing a comedy show there, and it's been going very well. The venue has been asking us to come back and just pretty much gave us a regular thing now. So I'll be there on June 21st, back at the Broadway Comedy Club and back in the Red Room, 9:30 show this time. Get your tickets now. These shows have been selling out every time we do them. And you can get your tickets by going over to BroadwayComedyClub.com, or you can go to Double Toasted NY and get your tickets now. So let's move on to another family-friendly property right here.
What? I mean, if you're girls to boys.
Yes, yeah. And if your family is demented and your dad is like, I don't know, Homelander. Let's talk about The Boys season 4 right here. And let me tell y'all something, man. I know that people love binging shows. Y'all want to see, especially if you like it, you want to see what happens next immediately. I don't want to wait. I can't wait. Ooh, what's going to happen next? But trust me, some things, they need to be broken up. You don't need to be watching all this all together.
I had felt like this with this whole series. Where we got these and we got to watch them back to back. I was like, because especially with the last season, I was like, this is just too much. It's just too much trauma.
Man, binging, let me tell y'all something, man. Binging this was hard. All right. And y'all know I'm sick and demented and twisted and a freak. Y'all know that. But that was put to the challenge with season 4. Right now, season 4 has gotten so violent and so nasty. When I say nasty, I'm talking about sex nasty. They're just this
everywhere.
It's just
you think
pervert.
this one more than the last one?
Yes.
Or the last two?
The
Because I felt like the last one was more so.
No, the last one had like a couple of episodes that were like kind of going crazy. This one's,
Yeah, this one actually made me, and y'all know I'm a freak, and I was like, ugh. Man, I you know what? It's so violent and nasty, it felt oppressive after a while. It felt like those experiments where they're trying to study the effects of violence and just crazy things on the mind. So they show you all that. And you usually end up having PTSD and being up and crazy yourself after it's done. Everything felt like a social experiment to me, man.
Right.
I was like,
a Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, that orange was right by the end. Man, this season was hard. And the reason why is because this is the darkest season of The Boys. This is the one where, the stakes are so high now that everybody and people are so desperate and to win. Whether you're against the boys or you're the boys not only trying to, or you're the soups trying to not only defeat the boys and stop them from being on your ass all the time, but you have higher aspirations of power now. You are no longer being controlled by the Vought Corporation. Why should we be controlled by a corporation? We are superheroes. We are gods among people. Humans are nothing but insects to us. We should take over, and we should start figuring out the ways to do this. See, that's what happens when you get superheroes.
I know. Just everything you're saying, I was like, was that verbatim from one of Magneto's speeches?
Magneto will watch this and be, I'm so proud of you.
Proud of the boys.
Hey, y'all sit down and watch this. This is a good lesson right here. Yeah.
Why can't y'all do this shit?
Yeah, man. This is the same thing Magneto said, Omni-Man said. We don't need no superheroes, y'all. After a while, they start snapping. They start smelling themselves. Ooh, that smell powerful. Thank God we still have the boys. And now maybe things can function a little bit better now that Butcher's gone.
Yeah.
If you've been watching the show, you know Compound V. This is really a sci-fi show. Compound V is what's been giving superheroes their powers. Butcher took it, and he's the last person who needs to take something like that.
Oh, he took Temp V.
Oh, was it Temp V?
Temp
Okay.
V, yeah.
Sorry. Well, he don't need no V at all.
Yeah, it didn't do him any favors.
Yeah. But right now, even the boys, the team of the boys, who have women in there too, they're going through their own individual problems and emotions. Oh, man. That's the thing you do not need when you're trying to stop some of the most powerful people on this planet who happen to be some of the most evil people also. Oh, I'm giving you a lot of information right there. I'm telling you how the stakes are high, which makes for great storytelling. But at the same time, man, all this violence and this darkness is pretty depressing. I ain't gonna lie. It got to me. Does that have any bearing on the quality of the show? Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for season 4 of The Boys, and we'll be back with our reviews. Run! Oh, as I told you, this is, man, I feel this is probably the darkest
by far.
Season of The Boys.
Well,
yeah.
from where we end up, yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, man, because you know there are things in here that I had no problem with the other season of The Boys. You know, I always just laughed it off. I said, you know, this is, you know, I know the source material. I know that the whole joke of this show almost is pushing the limits of violence and sexuality in a way. It prides itself on being demented, and that's cool. But man, it got to the point now where there were some things that I just wanted to turn away from. There were some things I couldn't watch. I did shut it off a little bit and take a break. You know, the Homelander mentally and physically sometimes just tortures a room full of people, man. And it's hard. There's one scene and this stuff we just really cannot tell you, but that particular scene I'm talking about is extremely hard to watch, man. It's extremely hard to watch. And the show is actually more perverted now, if you ask me. Like there's people just using their superpowers to do some of the most just disgusting and nasty shit. Like I just wanted to come. I felt like somebody's mom. Boy, you don't stop that nasty shit right there.
But if these people had powers, this is what it would devolve into.
Well, yeah, it would. But you know, like I'm looking at things. Some of this stuff would be funny. And the reason why I'm saying it might just be pushing it for me. Like there's a soup human centipede. There's sex with pastries. You know, there's things going on here that's just weird. And even sometimes the way they describe shit in here, let me see here. I'm looking at, because there's one character on here who's she's always been nasty to me. Let me see if I can, there she is. Vanessa, is that her name? Ashley. Vanessa. Ashley. Boy, some of the things that Ashley just a nasty hoe.
I know, yeah.
Some of the things that she just says, it just disgusts me, man. You know, and you know she does it, whatever she's describing. I'm just like, God damn, girl, calm your ass down. Get some class. Which I know she's a freak, but
you are a CEO of a company.
Yeah. That's why I'm doing this. I got the power to do it.
Exactly.
Now I have no problem with that because, like I said, you know, I've been watching The Boys for 3 seasons, and it's all been fun for me. And I'm not really taking a big attitude with this either. The only thing that it has that it does for me where I'm like, man, you know, this is too much, is because it feels like at first, you know, they had a good balance of doing it and getting their point across that, okay, yes, this is a crazy, demented show. But now some of the things that they're doing, it just seems like they're doing it to top what they did before.
Sometimes that's what you got to do.
No, I don't think you have to do. I think you actually can, you know, concentrate on story more. You know, you can put all that stuff in there and keep a balance, because I think one of the reasons why I feel this way, and for those of y'all talking about, man, you hate the show, I love, just listen, just stop and listen. Nobody's really said that yet, but I know somebody's gonna say, just stop and listen. I think the reason why that stands out to me is because I don't think the satire is as strong as point in the show, because, you know, before, it's always been a satire of the real world. I think that this is more getting into politics now and reflecting what's going on in our real political climate. And and also events out there, and it's pulling from real events. And I think that, first of all, it's going to turn some people off just because this show it's not hiding what its political slant is. This show is telling you, and even the producer said, yeah, this is a liberal show. We don't give a what anybody thinks. If you want to stop watching the show, then you go ahead. We don't care. But while I agree with much of that outlook, I think some of the satire and the commentary is too obvious. They got like I can't say anything in particular. I will just say, you got words being thrown around like groomers and pedophile, and you have January 6th, you have Trump, right now. One character's supposed to be Trump. There's a Pizzagate thing going on here, that I look at it and I think a lot of it, a lot of the MAGA people in here are stereotypes of those kind of people.
Oh yeah. They did it on purpose. I think the reason why I don't like it, or I'm not even saying I don't like it, the reason why I'm criticizing it is because I just think it's too obvious. I think the satire could be a little better. It's not like I'm a Trump supporter or a MAGA supporter. I'm not even saying any of that. I just feel like, it's satire to me is stronger when it's not obvious. And also, I think, some of these people are direct copies of characters that we have in real life. And it just kind of pulls me out of this world. It's like, I wish they tailor it just a little bit more for their universe instead of just making these direct comparisons. But that's not going to bother some people. And like I said, some people is going to make them extremely angry because it just doesn't agree with their politics at all. And like I said, the show is not even, it might have been kind of, not obvious before. They don't care now.
Yeah, I don't know when the show ever would have agreed with their politics.
I think because it was reflecting the real world, but now they've gone deep into it because our political climate is heightened.
Yeah.
And it's more divided now. So they've gone very deep into it, which, as I said, some of it's not bad. They go to this deep state convention, and I thought, all right, listen, you can say exaggerated or stereotype or what, but you've nailed these. I'm sorry. Y'all's crazy asses. Sometimes it's not a stereotype, it's true. This is some of this stuff because, Jewish space lasers and all these conspiracy theories. If I had not known this in real life or seen it in real life,
you've been laughing like, oh, they're making up some crazy shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Y'all are crazy and they nailed you on that, okay?
You turn on Fox News. Oh, shit. Same shit.
Yeah. When they start playing the boys on Fox.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. They got you. But anyway, y'all go ahead.
Well, I didn't have that problem. As a matter of fact, after so much of them doing the cracked mirror reflection, I thought it was refreshing that they were actually getting more into it. And with the political climate we have, with all the crazy stuff, the how gruesome the show is getting and sadistic, that bothered me less this season than it did in the last season. I have had more trouble watching the stuff that's so reflecting our world because it's like, wow, I try to get away from it by watching a show, and here it is.
Right front and center.
But I do appreciate it. It's like, yeah, you got so much to pull from. How could you not? And yeah, it's one thing to be ginger and tiptoe around it, but we're in the 4th season. Let's get into it. Plus, the stakes are so much higher, and it builds on what makes the stakes so high. I had a lot of trouble, binging the last season, maybe even the last 2. But I think with this one, binging wasn't a problem for me. As a matter of fact, it was so like I get done with one. I was like, I really want to watch the next one. And I think with the last season, the boys themselves were having so much conflict with each other, or mostly with Butcher. And even though Butcher's here, he's not with them as much. So I felt less anxiety with the whole thing. But
you're talking about with Butcher?
Yeah, with Butcher. Yeah. Butcher. It's not like he's gone. He keeps coming back. And I don't mind him coming back. But with the last couple, especially the last season, it was just like, man, you're starting to be a problem.
Yeah.
You're making things more difficult. So the way it works here, but they got a lot of balls they're juggling. No pun intended, but you know how this show is. But I was interested in all the subplots and how they were coming together.
So I did not like the season as much as the last season,
but I still really did enjoy this season. I think the thing I enjoyed most was just the characters and just how all they were. I know we can't get too deep into these characters, but I really just enjoyed, like you said, the conflicts, how everyone was just in the entire season. So yeah, I really did enjoy it.
Well, yeah. See, so I was going to say, it's a compliment that I felt like with everything that I'm complaining about, other parts of this was written well enough that, I want to keep coming back and seeing what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, they know how to keep escalating. Because all this stuff, I don't like that the show is constantly trying to up itself. I think that's a distraction. And I agree with you that I didn't like this as much as like the other seasons.
The last season.
But I do like some of the things that they're doing here with these characters and upping the game. Right now, you have these characters who, I'm talking about the political jokes that they make here, or the satire that they do. I don't care for those as much, but the play for political power is actually very interesting here.
Yeah, especially the switching of sides.
Yeah.
The Game of Thrones like.
Yeah, the Supes, they got their eyes on the White House now, and they're bringing in people to help them with that at any cost, any kind of person, people that you usually wouldn't want to deal with. And they're playing a very violent game of chess to get it. And then you got those that are trying to keep them out, like the boys. And it's very intriguing to see how both sides are going to try to play it.
Yeah.
I think the Supes are still a little bit on the exaggerated side. Some of them, are mostly, they're true parodies, man. And I don't want to go too much into detail here.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I got to be careful how I mention this, but you got certain storylines with some of these characters that are just kind of, they're silly to me. And I'm not saying that's even a bad thing, but you got let me see here. You got characters like there he is. Let me see. You got characters like the Deep. There he is right there. The Deep he has a very interesting romance in here, and I thought it was a little goofy. Another character that's new in there, they're just an idiot, so they're just stupid. I will say this though, one of the things that I was impressed with, and again, I can't really say a whole lot about this character, A-Train, right?
Yeah.
They're doing a lot of character development with A-Train this season.
I think he was damn near one of the best characters in this season.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first time. This is the first time that A-Train has actually been able to get as much character development as he's getting.
Yeah.
A-Train at one time was, he's considered to be somewhat a villain. And, you could have your opinions about him now, but I'll just say that, this is the most developed this character has ever been in all seasons of The Boys. And
quietly developed.
Yeah. It's not doing a whole lot with him. If you've seen his trajectory, then you can kind of know what's going on with him. And they got some new characters up in here. Firecracker is just one of those MAGA stereotypes that I was talking about. Yeah, nothing really great with her except for one little rivalry that she has going on with a particular character here. If you watch the show, that's a little interesting. But I thought it
was very interesting.
Yeah.
Because it sheds light on both characters.
Well, yeah, no, it does. I just thought it's the character that she has this thing going on with. I thought that character was more interesting than her. Because maybe it's because I'm the character that I'm really liking the most as far as new characters go is Sister Sage.
Mine too, yeah.
Sister Sage is the smartest person on earth, and it's just fun seeing how like she's been recruited by Homelander for one particular thing, and to help them acquire power in a particular way for a certain place. And it's fun to see how she's plotting and planning all this together because she's 100 steps ahead of everybody.
Right, yeah.
So much so that you constantly like going, I can't figure out where she lands on things.
Yeah, I was the same way.
Homelander wants to kill her so bad because she ain't delivering immediate results.
Right.
But she keeps telling him like she says, listen, you would have killed me by now if you didn't know I was smarter than you. So just let me do my thing, and you'll see. Yeah. He does that whole thing with I start fluttering and shit, and I want to kill this black bitch so bad.
I do like them both though.
Yeah,
whenever they're on screen together.
Yeah.
Well, man, I mean, we say this every time, but I feel like Anthony Starr is he's on another level with playing this character. Because Homelander could easily be one-dimensional, two-dimensional, and he takes him to 4 dimensions. And it's just with his little asides and mannerisms and his expressions.
Yeah, I listen, I still love the character Homelander, but I used to nervously look forward to him getting on the screen. Now I don't. Because he's so sadistic this season that I'm terrified. Whenever he gets on the screen,
I'm scared as hell.
Every season when he's in a room alone with somebody, I get
scared.
Man, I used to know, because before I used to be like, man, this is gonna be bad, but boy, I can't wait for Homelander because I just love that character. And now whenever he gets in, I'm like, I don't want to deal with this right now because this season he's so sadistic that it's just, man, it's. I'm just so nervous and anxious when he walks in because almost every time he walks in, it's not going to be good.
Right.
And it's not even the killing. Sometimes that does it. He's so up that he'll have people doing other things. I'm like, you know what? I wish he had killed y'all.
I'm surrounded by sycophants and fucking imbeciles.
It's just that you make a lot of really great points, sir.
Deep below A train.
What?
What? Wait, I'm A-Train.
Well, I feel bad for that A-Train. Oh, shit. Yeah, man. And the thing is, you can't tell him no.
Right.
Hell no.
You want to do to blow you, you're going to sit back and try to get as hard as you can real quick.
Well, I'm not kidding.
Look at.
But the thing, they can look at each other all they want to.
Right.
Ain't nobody going to do nothing.
I know.
You're going to pull your dick out and just hope for the best.
Get up.
Why y'all looking at each other?
Man, shaking his head.
So I can't believe you over here, bro.
Shit, looking at each other, they hoping for a miracle. That's why.
Right.
Shit, they hope they live through this.
Yeah, just move slowly. Maybe he'll change his mind.
Yeah, y'all have to watch that to see how it works out if you haven't already. Man, listen, it's because of things like that. I fear for everybody that works at VOT.
Sure.
Everybody is. Yeah, this place is a chamber of horrors. Speaking of which, I'm talking about how the violence in this is something that is a little too much for me sometimes. But man, there were some scenes in here where the violence still is actually pretty good. Mm-hmm. I love the barnyard of horrors that they had in here. Boy, those flying sheep, those flying man-eating sheep, they were terrifying. that moment with the chickens too and everything. That moment, it was just a small sliver of a horror movie in there, man. These killer chickens and flying killer sheep. That shit was crazy. Now that is the kind of boys that I like, that I thought was pretty funny.
Where it gets a little silly.
But it gets silly, but it's effective because I thought flying killer sheep, that's crazy, but it was scary.
Well,
it really was.
The only thing that undercut that to me was like, all right, here's our main characters. And here's a couple of FBI agents we haven't seen before.
Y'all are dead. You know who gonna make it? Who ain't?
Yeah, those the red shirts from Star Trek. Yeah, man. While I found the soups to be, I liked them. Don't get me wrong, but like I said, I think they were kind of goofy. But I think the boys, the team, women included, I think that they have the best character plots. I think they have the best stories, as far as characters go. They all have stories of, oh shit, what the hell is going on? They all have stories of guilt and redemption and remorse. And it gets deep, man. It gets real deep. And, and everybody has their part to play. I'm looking at my man. I love that the mother's milk. Mm-hmm. Well, we got a lot more milk in this season right there.
Yeah.
I love Mother's Milk, man. I love the character, and they put him in charge more. Mm-hmm. Like he's leading the team most of the time.
Yeah.
Only thing it took me a little while to get used to, I was like, man, that little ass mustache you got, I want the beard back.
Well, what's funny, I was like, normally I'm not paying attention, but there was one scene where he was inside and he had a goatee and he walked out with Butcher and it was gone.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, continuity, yo.
That's his superpower.
Yeah.
He had to get rid of his goatee when they were self-shaving.
Yeah, as soon as he walked through the door, went outside, it's just gone.
Man, listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all just got to deal with this because it bothered me. You talking about that one scene? There's so many scenes that mustache is popping on and off. That mustache goes and leaves whenever it wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so many things. Man, that mustache is just, it'll be dark one scene and they'll do an over the shoulder shot and come back and then it's like thicker. It's lighter. It's a little long on the sides, a little shorter. Sometimes it look like Hitler. You know? That's why it's like, man, just keep the beard. He must be doing another movie or something.
I think he's losing weight.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, he must be doing something for a role. Hey everyone, I hate to interrupt the flow of the show, you know that, but I do have to stop and give a word out to our sponsor, which is Shopify. But before we get into that, let me talk about some talented people in our Toasty community, like Marley. Marley made this really cool, I'm gonna call it an action figure of Martin. Look at that, he's all full of action. You can bend him all kind of ways. Oh, look at Martin go. Look at all that action little Martin has right there. Now, the reason why I want to bring this up is because obviously Marley's a very talented person. And I would recommend that Marley or anybody who has the kind of talent that she does to turn that into a lucrative business. And the perfect place to start is with Shopify. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. With Shopify, from the launch of your online shop all the way to that, you're gonna make it, that million order out there, Shopify is there to help you grow. So no matter what you're selling, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. And they have great online support 24/7. They got your back, they got you covered. And you can also sell more with less thanks to Shopify Magic, which is their AI-powered system. Now, Shopify also knows that in order to make money, you got to save money, and that's what they're here to do. They're here to help you save money as you get started by starting here with this link. All lowercase, shopify.com/toasted. You type that in and you'll get a $1 per month trial period. Go ahead and put those talents and that creativity into something that makes money for you. Put those entrepreneurial skills to work with Shopify. And I want to thank Shopify for sponsoring this portion of the show. And of course, I want to thank all of you out there for your support. Thank you. No, it's his season. I really love him. But also, let me see. This is also Frenchie's season, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I loved his storyline because he's carrying this dark secret. And you seeing what he does with it, and the whole time it's like, no, Frenchie, no, don't do that.
No, Frenchie.
No, Frenchie, don't do this. But I tell you who I really liked in this as far as an actor and somebody that was a relative newcomer here. He's gotten really big now. Ryan Butcher's son, played by Cameron Corvetti, man. I think that's how you say his name. I thought he was very good. And maybe because I like his storyline with him and Homelander, because man, it was just making me nervous because Homelander is getting so impatient with this boy.
Yeah.
Because Ryan still has feelings for Butcher, Billy Butcher, and it's just and it's killing Homelander, who was if you know Homelander is he's missing love. He craves love. He craves adoration, and he hates Butcher.
Yeah.
So whenever Ryan comes in and talking about, I talked to Butcher today. He's like, you did what?
Listen, Ryan, I got a lot to say. It's too bad we're not going to have that last dance together. I'll miss us.
You know, man, that's a really nerve-wracking scene. And more nerve-wracking is just, there's so many scenes where Homelander is doing his best. He's doing everything not to kill this kid.
Yeah.
And it's so nervous. For one, I can relate. It reminds me of me and my dad.
Of course.
Yeah. My dad had that same look so many times. Hand me that picture right there. I'm going to show y'all something. All right. Here's Homelander. Mm-hmm. Here's Willie Coleman, y'all. That's the same look. My dad and Homelander, they got the same expression on their face. And that's him looking at me right there.
Yeah, well, Homelander occasionally suppresses his anger with a smile.
Not Willie Coleman. Oh, he don't have a smile.
Homelander got them damn eyes, man.
I know. Like you said, Anthony Starr is amazing in
He's
his role.
amazing.
You know, I also like some of the things in here, like the marketing parodies that they do. I think that's where the satire really comes in. I think it's fun watching because a lot of them are not. They're not out in the open. You know, they're very subtle. Like they'll have posters in the background where you have some of the heroes in there, you know, doing like some feel good message on there, like in a hospital, you know, real heroes, you know, help people or whatever, you know, something like that. And they also do this whole like Disney Expo thing. They come in and show all the releasing movies and whatnot, like Marvel does.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty funny. And it's so, and the reason why it's so cool looking at that is because it really shows just how evil Vought is, because it's so friendly and try to be family friendly on the outside. And then on the background, they're killing everybody behind the scenes, people that work for the company.
Like Disney, huh?
Like that mouse. That's the mouse. Mickey right there. Yeah, man. Listen. I like this. I like this season. Like I said, I don't like it as much as I think I like the other seasons, and it's not because the storytelling isn't there or the tension isn't there. It is. I just thought that, like, again, the writing could be better on some of the like things like the satire, especially the political stuff. But no, I enjoyed this season. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed this season more than certainly more than the last one. I don't know if maybe more than the second one, but definitely more last season. I think with the third season, I just wasn't that charmed by the whole Soldier Boy thing, and I was like, I'm not really enjoying this that much. And I felt like where it ended up, I was like, all this for that? Come on. But here with that out of the way, it just moves, and there's so many things at play here. If there's anything I don't like, is that the boys are always the underdogs. And it's like, man, I feel like y'all are never gonna get a leg up on these guys. Which it's the more it goes on, the stakes are higher, a much more insurmountable odds that they have to overcome. But the new recent characters, in the development of old characters, and the storyline is just driving and constantly having like, what's going to happen next and who's going to come out in this chess game, had me on the edge of my seat. And yeah, I like I said, normally I can't binge it because the trauma is too much, but this time I couldn't get enough.
What would you give it?
I'll give it a full price.
Yeah, I definitely really enjoyed this season. I think what I enjoyed the most was just the character. I think my favorite character, and I've never said this before, was Huey Campbell.
Huey had a great storyline.
Yeah, Huey, especially his little side plot he has going on. I was like, I'm really, really enjoying this. Now, one character that did bother me, I was not per se the character, more the look. Starlight. I know she had her face redone or something.
Yeah, she got a bunch of plastic surgery.
I didn't want to say anything, but I kind of noticed that too.
No, she looked older. She looked way older.
I was thrown off a little bit too.
Yeah, I was like, she looks a lot better than the other seasons.
Yeah.
So watching her here, it's just like there were scenes where I was like, wow.
It's a little distracting.
Yeah. I got distracted.
Okay.
I was like, shit, this is noticeable. But there was just so much to love here. I think the action is really good. The violence, like I know there's a lot of it, but it's good, and I was having fun just watching a lot of stuff play out. Homelander still is one of my favorite antagonists ever. Like he's up there with the damn Joker. Like it's funny, every time I watch him, I'm just like I'm just so scared. I'm like, please do not kill this person. Please, this is a good person. Yeah. Please don't do this. Don't do this.
Yeah, when a scene ends and he didn't kill somebody,
I'm like, thank God.
yeah, exactly.
I had to pause it. Woo. All right. But and another character I really enjoyed, like you said earlier, Homelander's son. Now, one thing I thought was weird though is that like two of his father figures are both kind of like terrible people. I'm he don't got really nobody to look up to.
Yeah. No, I felt sorry for him.
I know, I was feeling sorry for him. I'm like, you got Homelander and you got Butcher. You don't win either way, bro. But yeah, I loved it. Not as much as last season, but I still really did love it. I'll give it love full price.
Yeah, I'm going to say that one of the characters that we did not talk about in this is I forgot what his name is. I don't know if I.
Oh, from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dean
Yeah,
Morgan.
yeah,
Jeffrey Dean
Oh,
Morgan.
yeah.
I mean, look, if you like Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he's Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He's good. You know, I liked him in this. He's not, he's not doing anything too much different than you saw with Negan. He's a toned down Negan. He got his calcium and everything. So like, he's standing up straight. His posture's better. So yeah, he's good. He's good. I like him. And I would say that this is so at this point, I'm looking at this and saying, all right, I'm feeling it. It needs to be, next season needs to be the last season. And they need
It is. It
Well,
is. They've already announced it.
I know they
so
have.
much.
Yeah, they announced it.
I know they already said it, and I agree with that. And then, they need to because to me, the cracks are starting to show for me. And I think that they need to go ahead and just call it and end it next season, which they will, which is good. Another thing that wasn't mentioned is that it's not necessary, but it might help a little bit if you see Gen V. Because
I didn't see it.
Yeah, you
Oh,
didn't see it?
Oh, so,
yeah.
I only watched like the first.
No, it's not. That's why I
episode.
say it's not necessary.
Yeah.
But it might enhance some things for you, because if you didn't see it, you didn't notice some of the characters that came up that were in here and what they were doing, because there's some characters that pop up and you notice that they put a little more time on them. You're like, is that character important? If that's the case, that character is more than likely from Gen V.
Yeah.
That's a spinoff of The Boys, where they center on the young generation that's going to college.
Or whatever it is,
Vots College, whatever that's called.
Which is still really good. It's a really good show.
Yeah, I liked it. I like Gen V, and it was fun for me to see how they cross over just a little bit here. And there's certain things that will enhance, and fill in the gaps for certain storylines. Like, there's a virus in here that they have that's connected to
from
Gen V.
That's all from Gen V.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, so if you're wondering, like, where did they get this virus from all of a sudden, that's really explained from Gen V. Godalkin University is where they're from. Thank you. Who put that in? Thank you, Westagon. So overall, I'm probably the one that likes this the least, but not too far off. I would give this a high matinee. Like I said, I still enjoyed it. I think they're doing some great things with it. And I look forward to seeing what they do with the next season when they actually have to draw this to an end. So there you go.
Damn, one character we didn't talk about was Black Noir, but we can't really.
Say anything. And I didn't want to bring his black ass up because I was scared that we were gonna say something that we shouldn't.
That's hard.
So I don't even bring him up around here. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. What people say, what we say about Huey. Man, listen, we can't say much about Huey, but
He just has a good subplot.
yeah, Huey has a really good, very deep subplot in here. Something that's going to hit hard for a lot of people here, man. It really is. So when you see it, you'll know what we're talking about. Well, you made it to the end of the video. That must mean you really like what we do. So if you do, check out these other videos just like this one. Check out our other YouTube channels and subscribe to join our wonderful Toasty community. And as always, stay toasty.